Guys, so I've just loaded into a place to give someone a shulker shell, and what what has happened to the world? what this my render distance doesn't even. Okay, now it's pretty much all loaded in, but what has happened? They have. I, this is madness. This is insane. Is that the void? Did they break the bedrock here? Am I brave enough to test this out? It might just be black concrete. Oh no, this is. I am under the world. I am under the world. Oh my god. This is madness. So, I'm over here at Blake's base. This is where we got the Froobymon cards, and me and Blake have been brainstorming and talking together and coming up with some ideas for this because I genuinely like the idea of this game. So, I gotta be honest, it was just the whole plunder move. I messaged him saying that I had an idea for a moveset of mine, which would be plunder because I'm a pirate, where you flip a coin, heads you steal an opponent's card, tails you don't, that type of thing, something like that anyways. And, well, the game itself is currently not playable. There's no attacks or anything. However, we have been brainstorming on ideas for how to make it playable, and, well, turns out Blake makes resource packs, so they're going to make a resource pack, and we're going to custom some item textures and stuff to put in so people who want to play the game can use this texture pack. So I've sat down for a little bit and come up with a game card worksheet, basically detailing the rules and a little bit of the mechanics of the game itself, all very, very, very much inspired by Pokemon, of course, because it's one of the most popular card games out there and very easy to go for. So we have the health system, which will be simply 60 to 100 for each card, and we'll have a dropper that decides for each person, so they'll press a button, random amount will come out, and that's what it is. Attacks, it'll be pretty much the same thing. All of these choosing things will be coming from droppers because that's how you randomize it, and it'll be an attack from 5 to 45 points is how much that it can do. For special moves, there are 3 categories that I've come up with. This is inspired by my whole move Plunder there, which isn't like an attack technically. It's more of a support or strategy, as I've put it. So we have the attack ones. These will be special attacks that do more damage, and it'll select from any power from 10 damage to 90 damage. These are going to cost a lot of points to use, food card points as they're called. I'll go over that again in a minute. Strategy cards, these will allow for drawing other cards, stealing cards from other players, and buffing attacks. Support cards to either heal your card or other cards in your, that you have. That basically is how that works. And they'll all just be droppers to choose that in case the players do not wish to choose from those categories. Because really, we want to give the players the freedom to choose their own attacks, but have it be limited to, because we can't have, Omega level attacks that destroy everything, because that just wouldn't be fair. So this kind of, hopefully, will even everything out. We have the food card points. These are basically your mana cards, your attack point cards. That's what that does. That allows you to be able to do your attacks. We'll go ahead and use a dropper again to select how many food points you need in order to use your attacks / special attacks. 1 to 3 for basic attacks and 3 to 6 for special attacks. You'll draw them at the start of your turn, and once you use them, you discard them unless your attack says otherwise. I haven't come up with all the attacks yet. We're going to be talking with a bunch of the players to decide all that. Then we have support cards. Support cards are separate from the player cards, but they will add effects. You have the Iron Shield, which gives you a 10-point shield. So for the next 10 points of damage, you're good. It won't affect you. It destroys the shield. Diamond is 15 points. These should hopefully be a little bit rare with the diamond ones. Elytra will allow you to take your card and switch it out without costing food, because food will cost for retreat. I need to actually add that in there, having it. Then we have the Farmer card, which will allow you to gain an additional food point. Golden apples will heal 20 health, cake will heal 5 health, and then we have a Wolf card, which will basically allow you to do 2 basic attacks without costing food points. You'll do your first one, and then you'll do the second one, which won't cost anything. Then we have the attack bonus / player types. Your traditional rock, paper, scissors rules, similar to Pokemon with fire, water, that type of stuff. So we have farmer, builder, and fighter. Farmer is paper, builder is rock, fighter is scissors. So, it's just basic rock, paper, scissor rules, and it'll add an additional 5, or you'll take an additional 5 damage, depending on what your opponent's card is. We have the rules/turns, how this will work. You'll flip a coin, aka a dropper, to decide which one is player 1, player 2. Player 1 will get to choose all their cards first. First player gets to choose the card. First does not get to attack. They can, however, switch out which one of their cards in their hands for a card in their deck. Player 2 chooses their cards. At the start of their turn, they will get a food point, and they give it to a card of their choice. Then turn 2 happens, because that's pretty much the end. They can either attack, or they won't be able to attack, depending on how much food point is required for that card's attack. Once we get down to turn 2, you start by drawing a card from your deck, take a food point and apply it to the card of your choice, play any support cards, and then attack. Attacking will end your turn, or you can also hold off to not attack. Each time you knock out a card, you gain a match point, and the first to 3 knocked out cards is the winner. Revived cards, so say a player knocks out a card and then you bring it back using the respawn anchor, do not take that point away. So that point is still there permanently. Alright, so we have the first person here to get their card stats, and that's Tara. Yep, start over here. So we're going to have them select a number from the dropper, and then I will write it down. Okay. What number for bonus? How fitting for a donkey. Okay, so they are a farmer. The next... Oh. Throw them to me. Okay. They're a farmer. The next one. So they have 70 health. They're going to have 25 hit points. Wait, what? 1 cost. It's really hard sometimes not having people in voice chat because I can't explain it to them over text as well. But this will work out. I'll just go in and look at them after. But they're selecting all their stuff, and as long as I keep it organized, we should be good to go, and I can write everything down in a document I've got. Okay, so they're not supposed to press all of them, but that's my bad. I didn't explain that. Perfect. Thanks. I'll let them know what they got once I've figured it out. Yep. Yep. You can leave now. Go. Get out of here. Go. The fact I'm a donkey and a farmer is hilarious. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at what they've got. So they are a farmer type. They have 70 health. They can do... That shouldn't be 25, should it? No, they have 25 hit points, so they do 25 damage with their basic attack. And that cost 1 food point. For their special types, they are a support. Okay, so they don't have to worry about these attacks at all. So instead of support... We'll go ahead and we'll put that back because they don't have to worry about the special attack cost or the special attack damage because they're not doing any. They are a supporting class, which means they have health that they will be able to return. So the health that they've got is 40, so they can return 40 to a player. It costs 4 to use their special move. And then they don't have to worry about this because they're not a strategy person. Perfect, I'll go ahead and get these all written down. So while I wait for everyone else to select their card stats, I'm going to do mine. So let's see. Now I do already know what type I am going to be. I have chosen for myself that I am going to be a strategy person because my card Plunder is going to be a strategy type. So we'll have that there, so I don't have to worry about the special attacks or anything like that, only the cost of my special strategy. So let's go ahead and see what type of person I am. I'm a fighter. Well, that doesn't track, but I mean, okay. Health-wise, please something good. 80! Okay. 80's not bad. I like that. Basic hit points, so this is my basic attack, how much damage that's going to do. 30. You know, that's actually pretty good. So, it goes all the way up to like 45, so I would say that's pretty good. What's the cost of it? 1. Ha! Ha ha ha! This is, my card's pretty good so far. I feel like I'm rigging this. I'm not. The droppers are random, but I'm getting lucky. So we already know that I'm a strategy person. So how much is it going to cost for my special, which should be anywhere from 4 to 6 cost? 5. So if I get 5, I can plunder someone's card. You know, given the attack damage and health, I think I'm okay with that. I would like it to have been less, but that's fine. Plunder is going to cost 5. There's mine done. So me and Blake have already been hard at work, and we've got the first card officially designed, and he sent over the resource pack for it. So before, they were kind of looking like all these player heads here. Now we've got the first official one. It's sat down here. Da-da-da-da. If this goes away, you can kind of see it down there, but da-da-da-da. I love how it slowly rises up. So right now, it's very much, you can see this is Tara's card, and if we place it here, you can actually read the card. So they have 70 HP, they have an attack of 25 for 1 cost, hindsight, which is 4, and hindsight is 2020. Regain 40 HP. Ah! This is actually this looks like a card. This looks like a card if oh my god. How do I scale it back? I don't know how to scale it back in the settings here, but the card is actually, like, it looks massive, but there it is. The card is there. Holy crap. It's officially done. Now, I did design the card, so this is Tara's skin, and then they're just grazing in the field, and it's just a very basic layout, but the first card is officially done. We got to get some more and then send them over, and then hopefully we'll have all these guys done. I definitely need to do mine, but yeah. The first one is done, and he's also added in some health systems. This is right now being kept manually, though we may be able to automate it, which I think we'll figure that out going forwards in the future. But for now, the first card. So Blake was wanting to know how I make these cards. So I'm using a program called Fire Alpaca right now. It's a drawing program and not really Photoshoppy. You can do some Photoshoppy elements. Best bet would be use Photoshop for this, but right now I'm not paying for Photoshop. I've been using Fire Alpaca pretty much all year in order to make my thumbnails and stuff, and it's been working out fine. So I've basically made a few card templates for the farmer, fighter, and builder types, and now I'm working on the support card type. And for it, I've got this lovely Ray background that I made, and just the basic card template. With that, down here's where the text it'll be. And then I find an image that I want to use. So in this case, I want to use this diamond chest plate, as it's going to be a diamond chest plate. Just found it online from the Minecraft wiki and brought it over to here. Now, it's a little low res, so I may trace over it to kind of give it an outline or something, just to make it pop a little bit more since it's already on the blue background there. But yeah, once we get that, we just input the text. So like this, we've got a nice little outline on it. We have the information, diamond chestplate at 15 shield points, and it's a support card. It's the same process as when I'm creating the player cards, just with those cards, I'm going into Nova Skin Minecraft editor. And this brings up my skin here, but you can also input a player's skin. So say we do Tara, one I've already created, but just as an example because they're the first one that can come to mind, it'll load up their skin. You can go to their wallpapers section, which they have, And that'll give you a bunch of these types of images that you can use and customize. So let's say we use this one. That'll bring that up. You can click on this, type in a player name, Tara, and then that should bring their skin up like that, and then you can just copy it and bring it in there. Now, I am not claiming to own any of the rights to these images or anything like that. They're just specifically for the card game use, which, since it's not a real card game and no profit is being made off of it in real life, it should all be fine. But yeah, that's the process behind making the cards. I have a bunch of templates on there, and I've just gone in to make a couple of them. I can show you the cards that I currently have as of this point. Currently, we have Spiller. This is Blake's skin. We have Breezy Fish, Derpus Juice, the chest plate that we literally just made, my card. We have Dr. Evil or Evil Doctors. We have Major Slushy and Robot Sausage, and then Tara's. And that's pretty much all the cards that we have currently. We're getting very close to being able to actually test run the game. So at this point, me and Blake had enough cards designed that we went ahead and did our first test match, using some of the systems that would go forwards into the finished game. We had just simply 3 item frames that were placed down where you could place your cards at, but we also had a shulker set on top of a hopper, set on top of a dispenser or dropper that would drop the cards up at the push of a button. This would later carry on. We learned quite a bit while playing this. At first, the flow went, it went decently well. We were able to fully get an actual game done, do damage, have a lot of fun with that, but we ended up learning how to tweak the game going forwards. So this was the very first test match for Froobymon, and it went really well. But thankfully, we learned how to make the game a lot better, which you'll see in the final version. There are definitely elements that carry over from this, and then there are elements that were majorly improved. And we are back in my testing world, where I've officially come up with the arena design for Froobymon Battles. Now, the test game that me and BT did went over rather well and exposed quite a few flaws that I've been able to fix with this proper arena. And it turns out they weren't really specifically hard to fix. The first was, when you start the game, I want you to have 9 cards in your deck. So you can't just press this button constantly, which, I mean, you could if you wanted to, and it'll dispense your card, pretend that's a card. However, I've added a simple burnout clock here that connects to the 2 droppers in the middle. So give it a second. Go ahead and delete that. You'll get 9 of each card. So that makes that a lot better for starting the game. And then whenever you do need to draw, you just press the buttons over here. I wanted everything in line originally, but the redstone wasn't working out, so I had to move it back. I've also added a point system, which is a lot simpler than the point system that I have in King of Plunder. This one, you literally just come up, press the button, and it lights on. Press the button to turn it off. We also have our decks, which will be shulkers, and you just set them on top, and they just load into the droppers. We have our food point system over here, which you'll just press a button, you'll get a food point, and then whenever you're done with it, set it inside of here. We have moved everything to the walls instead of on the little table that we had originally, because when you have it on here, you can kind of see, especially if you have zoom like I do, but it's a little bit more difficult with some cards. So I figured the best bet would be to move it to the wall. There is currently no way to really keep track of health. It's very much like an actual card game. You're going to have to keep track of that yourself. There was originally an idea to create like hearts and everything, but then everyone would have to have the same amount of hearts, or you'd have to have somehow a system that can read which card you are and automatically display the health, as well as read your opponent's card and know how much the attack would be. And that would be quite a bit more difficult, so I figured this is the best bet and closer to real life. I also added music through this button, which is very simple. It just loads into here. Pretty much the same as King of Plunder, though works slightly better. But I have my music turned off right now. So this is the whole Froobymon Battles Arena. I've got to build it on the server, and I think we can have some proper games now. I'm really excited about this. The arena is finished, but not just the arena. All the cards for Season 1 are officially done and in the game. Here they are. Oh, look at them. They are gorgeous. So, we have quite a few for Season 1 that is already here that I've shown you, but we also have one which I haven't, which is this one right here. This is a boss card. Now, the boss card, well, they're kind of like the EX cards in Pokemon. they deal more damage and have more health. However, if you take one out, you get 2 points instead of 1. So each season we'll be introducing a boss card. It was fitting we start with Froobymon. He is the creator of the server, so we have him as the first boss card of Season 1. Now, you'll get boss cards by fighting in the tournament, not from the pack itself. Now, once Season 1 is over, we may move it to the pack. I don't know. Speaking of the packs, we have the dispenser built, and it's pretty much the same redstone as what's inside the arena here for whenever you're grabbing your cards at the start of the game. You come over here, you'll put your diamonds in, you'll press this button, it'll dispense out 18 items or 18 cards, which will be 1 pack of cards, because that's enough to start the game and to have some for the next few turns. Now, ideally, you want 27, so that way they buy another pack. You see, it's all about the money. But yeah, so this is fairly simple. It's just a little redstone burnout clock connected to 2 hoppers instead, not hoppers, 2 droppers instead of just the one that's over there. And it'll have all the cards. Now the cards, some of them are set to items that are non-stackable. So that kind of sucks, because non-stackable item sorters are a lot more tricky. Now, I don't even have any item sorters here. I decided instead just to have a bunch of hoppers and chests, so we'll just fill them up, and they'll just go through. Now, it should be fairly random, but it'll also be kind of like which ones we fill in first, which is why I have all the levers under there to lock certain hoppers in case we don't want necessarily a full random amount. Oh, look, the song started playing. How about that? Yeah. Oh my god, it has taken forever to get this game up and running. It has been, real life, probably about 3 weeks that I have worked on this. So, there's that. I'm excited for Season 2. We already have ideas for Season 2. We're calling it the Magic Update. It's going to introduce potions and curses, so that type of stuff. And I think that'll be interesting. I also have the first player who will be added to it. It's a Sly Potato. He's not on right now, but he was on just a few moments ago, and we were able to get his card built out. So we're going to spend a few weeks or so getting everyone used to Season 1, and then we'll go in and launch Season 2 whenever that's ready. Though I may push that off a bit because I'm missing my base, you guys. I'm missing it. Like, I go back there to get materials and stuff, but I haven't really sat down and built anything. Granted, I haven't had much of an idea for anything else to build just yet, so I'm waiting because I don't want to rush my base at all. I've got all the time in the world to make my base what I need to be. And I've been having fun building the game's district with King of Plunder and with Froobymon. I think Froobymon is going to have one more episode dedicated to it, so this episode and another one, which will just be playing the game with like the actual release out, because we've done a lot of test games so far. We haven't done like an official game, so we need to have an official launch, an official game day set up, and I'm excited for that. Oh, Potato is online. He's back. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to leave a like. If you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.